On special teams, Lindy, last year it's 24th on the power play, 23rd on the penalty kill. How much of what you think you need to do to kind of, finish the job to get this team into a playoff spot is correcting things on the special teams?
Yeah, I think that's a big part. Special teams is going to be a big part of and I looked at the last, really looked hard at the last 50 games when we got into a lot better place, especially with the power play. Power play, I think in the last 50 games was around 22%. I think we've come out of camp with the power play around 24%. I think the guy that it really intrigues me that we didn't have last year that can help us in both categories is Norris. Norris, good power play guy, and we really feel that he can be a top penalty killer for us. He's got length, he can skate, he's good on draws. You win a face-off penalty killing, you're probably killed off 20-plus seconds. So it's a guy that I think can help us in both categories that we didn't have last year.
How about him overall as a fit? Lindy, Sabres fans would, of course, remember the trade he's brought in last year, the Dylan Cousins trade. And Norris doesn't really play that much. I would joke to Joe in the offseason, remember Josh Norris? He is on this team. So I almost feel like every time we start to talk about him, we have to remember what kind of player he is. So how does he fit in? And, there's the face-off stuff you're mentioning on penalty kill and power play, stuff like that. But what has he done? What does he fit in with Tage Thompson, with this group of forwards as you're looking to, get everything you can out of his game?
Yeah, I think you're looking at a guy that's a dynamic skater. We saw that in the preseason. I think the chemistry with him and Tomer, has been good. Point-wise, he had a nice preseason. Both Thompson and himself. And I think he's just, kind of touching the tip of the iceberg.